Welcome to Your Money Guides, brought to you by Interface Financial Planning.
Internet phishing and scams. A warning. You're used to the bubbly and upbeat Alan, and Alan knows that his blog of last week was about feeling overwhelmed with work and tasks at home. Alan used his oxygen mask as and when he needed to, and if you haven't read Alan's blog, do have a look at it on the website about oxygen masks. And he started to breathe. However, just when he thought he was making progress, wham, something else upset the apple cart. It's been another trying week. A few days ago, Alan was involved in a car accident where a private bus went into the side of Alan's car. Alan was pretty shaken up. He was stationary. In fact, he'd gone to get his car from the next street while the council was re-tarmacking his road. And the bus came hurtling around the corner at speed and straight into Alan. Rather than being apologetic, the driver jumped out, shaking his fist at Alan. As Alan said, he was very shaken, but luckily he wasn't hurt. The car, on the other hand, was. Alan then spent the best part of 3 hours on the phone at different times, trying to organise his car insurance, get a courtesy car, and he had to produce images of the damage using an upload system so he could get the repairs into motion, which will take time. There's a shortage of spare parts. It was very aggravating and time-consuming. One thing Alan doesn't have at the moment is a lot of time, so the oxygen mask had to come out once again. Now, of course, insurance isn't just for cars, houses, holidays, health and life. But having these things in place should make you feel secure. It isn't always enough though, and it got Alan thinking about what happened to the Interface website over the past few weeks. Alan mentioned that he'd had some web problems in his last blog. Actually, Interface had a nasty cyber attack on the website which impacted the business for a good 2 weeks. Despite having all the security required on the website, which costs over £2,000 annually, and Alan added yet another layer of security on top, a virus got into it and disrupted lots of the website's features. Alan even had clients phoning the business to check that the team were all okay because they couldn't log in. Rather like car insurance, despite having all the information in place for a smooth ride, dealing with the company's website security breach was not a smooth ride, and neither was Alan trying to organise his courtesy car repairs and insurance claim. It doesn't seem to matter how much we plan in advance, we can still get caught. With the website, it seems that even with Cyber Essentials and Site Lock Secure, both paid-for security systems, it wasn't enough to stop malware getting in and redirecting to some unsavoury Asian website. Alan eventually employed an international company called Deventure to sort out the issues, and thankfully it's pretty much resolved now, apart from a couple of glitches that should be easy to rectify. The point Alan is making is that we all need to take extra steps to ensure ourselves against potential problems. Phishing, malware, scam emails, scam text messages, scam phone calls and more are dangerous, and lots of people make the mistake of falling for their pleas to send money or log in here or even just to reel off bank account details at the drop of a hat. Alan feels relieved that despite a cybersecurity issue on the website, all client details are still perfectly secure because the goal for these attacks is always financially related. With Interface's two-phase authentication, no one can get into client account without getting through this type of watertight security. However, with all the will in the world, none of us can secure ourselves against personal scam attacks, which is why Alan wants to hammer home being wary of strange emails. Let's do a story. Someone Alan works with who's pretty careful with their emails and knows the dangers of phishing fell foul of an email scam only recently. She received an email from Microsoft saying that her login details had been compromised and she should reset her password. She checked the email address. It looked authentic, except the end of the email address was hidden. And she thought, this looks real. So she clicked on it, and as soon as she did, she realised her mistake. The upshot was thousands of spam emails arriving to her work email address and disabling it. It took about 3 hours of calls to her email provider to stop the malware and remove the offending emails. Moral: always check the email address. If the end is hidden, do not click on it. If you're unsure, then leave it entirely and delete it. Here's another story. Someone I know of was on holiday abroad. She's in her 70s. Suddenly, she received a text message that looked like it came from her daughter. The message said something like, "Mum, I'm in trouble and can't talk right now, but please can you urgently send me £500 to my bank account?" There were bank account details on the text as well. The text address looked real enough, and so Mum started to panic and worried about her daughter and desperate to get the money over. She started the process. Had her son not have called in the middle of this situation and calmed his mother down and checked on his sister, she would have sent £500 to the account details on the text and lost money to boot. The problem is that scams are becoming more and more sophisticated, and for every phishing email or set text sent to millions of addresses, you can bet that 1 or 2 people will part with their hard-earned cash. Alan receives at least 1 email a day telling him he's won millions of pounds. He also gets Amazon reset requests, emails from Royal Mail asking him to book a redelivery, phone calls telling him he's owed thousands from an accident he had 5 years ago, and HMRC urging him to update his password. They never do this, by the way. Alan could go on, and we're sure you've had all of these and more too. Please don't click. Don't give out sensitive information. Never part with money, and report anything suspicious to the government's phishing website, which has an email address attached to it. Even though Alan puts an inordinate number of security layers on the company website, Interface still got stung. Alan wouldn't want any of you to fall victim to internet or other scams. So, never ever click on a link without being 100% sure it's authentic, and have as much insurance as you can. That insurance could just be about questioning all those strange emails, texts and phone calls, and double checking that they're the real deal. As far as what the team does at Interface, they never send a personal email. All emails ask clients to log in using the 2-factor authentication and retrieve any messages through Interface's own secure system. And it remains secure despite the cyber attack. Even if you think you aren't susceptible, believe Alan, we all are. So as the saying goes, if in doubt, leave it out. Thank you.
For more information, visit our website at interfacefinancialplanning.co.uk.